morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Wednesday, November 30th edition of Morning Mindset. November is over. Today is the last day of November. Where did November go? Seems like we were just at Halloween, and now looking at it, it is the 30th. 11 months down, 1 month to go. Hopefully, everybody's year is going fantastic and you're hitting all of your numbers. If not, you still have a month left to get in there and get those sales crushing. All right. So first up, let me know how the mic sounds. If everything sounds good from there, we can move on from that. What I need from you, where you're at, what's the weather, and what's in your cup. It's cold here. It's in the 20s. It is burr. Winter is making its appearance. It is cold here. It is, looking at it right now, 22 degrees. As far as what's in my cup, we're sticking with the white monster. So we got that. And then I also need 5 things that you're going to accomplish today. So if you missed it last night, during Tuesday with Todd, we did kind of an impromptu one. We weren't sure if we were going to pull it off, but we got stuff moved into the new location. So we said, let's just do a live and do kind of a walkthrough for it. So we did that. We showed off, some of the stuff that we got going on there, talked a little business, and it was a fun little thing. And I asked you guys, hey, should I go ahead and try and set up the printer tonight or just wait until the morning to do it? And so everyone said, hey, you should just do it tonight. So I said, yeah, let's do it tonight. Ran into a little issue. So we're going to see if we can rectify that this morning to know what's going there. If not, then yeah, I talked to tech support last night. We're going to try a couple things here this morning. I should know more. But either way, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag on that one. Some of you do know because we talked last night about it a couple things. But everybody else, I will talk more about it on Friday because I want to go through the process to see, yep, here's this, there's this, is that good, is that bad, is this whatever? And then we can talk all about that. That'll be Friday morning. But what are 5 things that we have on our agenda today? DTF printing? Maybe. We'll see. We got quotes to go out. We've got window perf to print out. We've got white toner that I can cross off the list because those are all done now this morning. And then we've got invoicing for jobs. So those are our 5 things that we got going on today. Make sure to check in, see how things are going. Kelly, good morning to you. And I totally locked up for a second. Renee, good morning to you. How are you doing? And the Juan and only, right? Juan, good morning to you. Barb, good morning to you. North Central Minnesota, 10 out, drinking water. Not too bad. And Renee, 14 Chicagoland, water in the cup. It says that it was 22 here, Renee. So we're like way, way warmer than you, 22 to 14. But you get that lake effect coolness coming in there. It was a blast because yesterday it was like 60 degrees. Like it was gorgeous. We knew a front was coming through and it wasn't the prettiest outside, but man, temp-wise, it was gorgeous outside when we were out there doing that. Barb, today she's DTF printing. She's got embroidery. She's got a client dropping off beanies. She's got to digitize logos and she's bagging shirts. Hey, Barb, we had a question in the group. Somebody was asking about what they pay for digitizing. Are you doing all your digitizing in-house? Are you doing it yourself or are you sending it out? Which way are you doing? For me, we'll send it out roughly $15-20 up and goes up from there depending on what it is, complexity of the design and things like that. But no, you do that in-house. I always thought that was one more step. And when I start looking at what my business is, and if it's $2 a minute to do something, if I don't know if I could charge enough because I'm not proficient in things like that. So it wouldn't make sense for me to do. It is right, Renee. It is a heat wave here in Moline at that balmy 22 degrees. I might go so far as to put on socks and shoes today, at least to go outside. We've got a couple errands to run before going to the shop to pick up some stuff. And traditionally, I'm pretty good. But, man, when it gets, below freezing, it can get a little chilly on the tootsies. Plus, tonight we got Santa showing up. We got Santa showing up at the shop. So if you are local to us, 4 to 7 at the new place. We will be there with Santa. Stop by, get your pictures taken. We can show off somewhat of the place. We're still putting things together, but it's gonna be a fun time tonight. 18 degrees there in Kansas. Yeah. Winter is here. Winter is not technically until what, the 22nd of December? Does that sound right? Somewhere around there, 21st, 22nd. So, yeah, when it gets cold early, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan all the way through of coldness. I need to go somewhere warm, which defeats the purpose of having a storefront. Now I got to have somebody run that because we are, we got a lease. So hey, unless somebody's doing that, we're here. All right, Renee, find my office and all my work areas. I'm looking at my desk and I literally have a monster can high of paperwork to go through right here. Like, no joke. But a lot of it is stuff that I think I've already went through, but I was holding it just to make sure everything was good to go with it. So I should be able to bang through it pretty quick. But there's some other stuff in there. We'll get around to it. And let's see, run photo engraving. Ooh, I love photo engraving. It looks so damn cool. What are you going to do that on? Wood or slate or something else? Tell me what you're doing that. Play with new files. Finish orders when my transfers arrive. They are shipping out today. So I do know that because I have everything. Yeah. Because, yeah, nothing shipped out. We did not ship anything out yesterday. We had no same, just like today, there's no same day um, rush services, and I don't know if there will be tomorrow. But like, everything, is going to fall in that 3 to 5 day window. Right now, for we're hoping we'll know. Like I said, Friday morning, you better tune in Friday morning to hear all that because it is going to be it's going to be a lovely treat for you to get into. But that's this morning. I think there's like 600 feet of transfers that all need to be separated and packaged and shipped out today. So, and that's not including everything that came in yesterday and already starting this morning. So good times all the way around there. So Barb does this simple digitizing, complex designs I send out, running more advanced digitizing. Awesome. And I didn't realize, I started watching more about it, just how you can digitize things different ways to make it look different, just by the dimension of the thread, the which way stuff is going, how some can go this way or the different stitches. Embroidery is a completely new beast to me. I just know I send off stuff and it would come back and I'd get it to my embroider and it would come back. That was it. Now that we have embroidery in house, I can see a lot more of the process, and I'm just amazed by it. The things that you can do with just the way stitches are lined out, it's amazing. It's so amazing. Curtis, 18 to $22. Look around; they are good, cheap people that will work with you. Well, and here's the thing on that, Curtis, is good, cheap people to work with you. You're right, good. You got to make sure they're good first. I have seen a lot of crappy digitizing. We've seen a lot of crappy, embroidery files come through. So you want to make sure just because it's cheap that it is good. There are places to use. The Vidor seems to be the go-to for a lot of people. So that's not necessarily who we've used all the time, but we've used a few times because usually we'd just send it to our embroiderer. They would take care of it, and then we would just pass through the cost on it that way. Starting on scraps wood, but dialing settings on the photo prep. That's the way to do it. Start on the scrap stuff, right? And then when everything's good to go there, move right over to the real thing. Is it cold in the loo, Jerry? Yeah. And usually you're a good amount, because you're that next climate zone. Right when we get Springfield South, I think that's when that next climate zone comes over. So yeah, you usually are nicer than us. I remember one year we went down to Cape Girardeau. I had friends that had moved down there, and what is down there, Southeast Missouri State, is that right? Southeast Missouri State. And we went down there, and it was gorgeous for the week. When it was 70s, it was beautiful. And then when we dropped our other friend off at Western, when we got him off there, there was an inch and a half, 2 inches of snow on the ground, and it was just snowing like crazy. And we had left that morning, and it was gorgeous. It's just like, man, yeah, that whole climate zone definitely, it's not a farce. It was nuts, but it was a good area. I liked it out there. And Kelly's got coffee in the cup and a crisp 35 in Cali. Yeah, I would say 35 is crisp. And I forget, California is like, Illinois. Illinois from top to bottom. I mean, you can get across the state in 3 hours? Would that be suffice to say? Because I wouldn't even think it's 3 hours. Yeah, about 3 hours because I can get from, here to Chicago and right on the other side in 3 hours. So that's, one side of the state to the other. But north to south, it's like 8 hours. Does that sound right? I think that's like 8 hours. So there's a big difference in climate on that. But yeah, I forget that, you get a little higher up in Cali, but it can get a little chilly out there. Uh, and Barb's Curtis cheap isn't. Yep, that's what I say. Cheap isn't always better. My pet peeve is setting out to digitize. You'd have to fix things. I have a couple good digitizers, and that's what you got to do. You have to get out there and find the people that work for you. Whether it's service, support, turnaround time. That's the thing. Good, fast, and cheap. You can have two of the three. So, you can't have, if you want it good and fast, it's not going to be cheap. If you want it cheap and good, it's not going to be fast. If you want it fast, it's and good, it's not going to be, however that was. You know how that triangle works. You can pick two of the three, but it's always one of the things to go in there. And you find the people that you work with, and things happen. Sometimes there's a delay in production. Sometimes there's a delay in artwork. We'll run into that where somebody will send something in for a rush job and the artwork isn't correct. And so we have to email back and forth, be like, hey, this isn't set up right. We need this, we need that. And then they don't get back to us for a day. And they're like, hey, I was expecting this stuff. And we emailed you yesterday and we didn't have the correct files. Here's the file. We could definitely, there's a lot of stuff that if we were to, in fact, today, I was setting up files this morning. Somebody, created a gang sheet. In their gang sheet, I noticed a couple of the things looked off, from the overhead view. And I thought, hey, I wonder if they sent it mirrored, because some people have done that, sent it mirrored. And so I can go in and see, yep, everything's mirrored and I can flip it. Well, it looks like what they did was they had an image that was here, and then they meant to 90 it so that way it fit here and they could nest it better. But instead they mirrored it. So one is a front facing image, and the other one is a rear facing image. Now there could be some things that maybe that is acceptable, and that's what they want to do. They want it to that I don't really question what people print or why they want to print it that way. But this one just looked off, so we're happy to print it that way. But yeah, I wanted to verify, so I emailed them this morning and, hey, is this supposed to be right? Take a look at the artwork. If everything is good, great, we'll print it. If not, then send us the right file. So make sure that you are doing that. That if you were sending stuff, all your files are right. And this goes for anyone. If you're sending stuff out to be digitized, to be printed, whether that's wide format, whether you're subbing stuff out, make sure all your files are correct, and then follow up. Hey, I just sent this in. You want to double check it and make sure. Let me know if there's any issues. Open that line of communications. It'll make things a lot easier. Here you go. One, if you're looking for digitizers, do not post in online groups. Talk to other embroiderers and ask who they use. Absolutely. Get the referrals. You can post asking, but you're going to get everybody and the brother, from overseas that does. I mean, if you want a digitizer, at least for me, all I have to do is open my email, and on average, 3 to 10 a day, are trying to sell me their digitizing. So, if I just want to use somebody, I can pick one of those. But I prefer to ask people, hey, who do you work with? What do you do? Who do you go through? Because word of mouth is the best referral when it comes to things like that. It's the same thing with DTF. We, do our best to take care of people, through customer service, through print quality, through print timelines. A lot of times, even though we say that it's, the 3 to 5 business days for standard stuff, if there's not a lot in your files, let's say, it's a 10-foot, 5-foot, 2-foot, just a couple of them, and we can slide it into production, we'll just slide it into production so that way we can get it out. That's just, how we do. We go here. Okay, we can just squeeze this one in here real quick because it's not going to take a lot of time. But sometimes it is that 3 to 5 days. For us, the biggest thing is, what can we do to work with others? It's that word of mouth. Are we able to help you? And then when somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a DTF prints, we're like, hey, get with Todd. He really took care of me. And it wasn't, anything I asked for, any special treatment. It's just what they do. So word of mouth, 100% on that. Let's see. Wendy's got a best share here. I have a client I have worked with for years. For whatever reason, I was going to put 6 years there. For years. She has never been to our shop. Had a new grandbaby 3 weeks early and is leaving for Europe. Did I say Europe? Did I really say Europe? Europe this tomorrow. Part 1 of 2. All right. She looked around her place. I showed off my greenhouse. She's a plant freak too. So when Mike met her the blank yesterday, she gave him a plant for me as a thank you for a fast turnaround. Love that. When we have, there's, I couldn't tell you how many people that we have worked with that have never seen our shop, and they're local. We'll do everything online and then just drop stuff off to them. They don't come in, they haven't picked up. We're like, yeah, when it's done, we'll just bring it out to you, because they're local to that. Now, a lot of that 2 years, we're doing everything at the house. The storefront, yeah, now, swing in and pick it up, but do everything online. We'd ship out, and the majority of the Fat Dad business is all printing, so that's all wholesale. That's being shipped across the country, so it's just boom. No reason to stop in. You'll see what we look like and go from there. What you doing? Corey's shaking some toner. That's what she's doing, shaking some toner. But yeah, we've got a busy day here. I'm hoping after 9 I get some answers back on email so I know how to plan out the day for there. I've got to go pick up some stuff at the hardware store for the new place, and we've got some printing stuff. But we've got a pretty stout day of things to do. Like I said, Santa. So I told people last night on the live, as we put stuff up today, plan is to get the doors and the front windows done. At least the doors and, most of the windows. One we're going to redo part of the artwork on. Excuse me, but we will do, we got that. So we're going to get those printed here this morning. And then we have a wall graphic that we're going to do inside. So we want to make sure that that's set up there and get everything ready to go there. So I will take pictures before and after so you can all see those and get in there for it. Yeah, that's right. Corey should shake it like a Polaroid picture, but it's not this way. It's that way. All right. That's how you shake the toner side to side. That's how it works through that way. But yeah. So we've got stuff to do. We've got to get out of here. Now that stuff isn't here at the house, it's not here. I can just set these jobs while I'm doing this and do that. Now I can send them, but I can't do anything because it's in a different place. So if you missed it last night, you got to see, kind of where the new studio will be out of, but a lot of, our lives will still be, a lot of our morning mindset is still going to be here until we get that office set up. Tuesday with Todd, we're going to work on that and see how that goes. But yeah, that's what we got. So get after today. Make the most of it. I know everybody has a ton of stuff to do. It's that time of year where you're just trying to get out there, get after it, and make things done and get things in time. Make sure to check your orders before, hitting send. Make sure to check supplies, inventory levels before quoting jobs, because we're seeing big fluctuations and stuff again. So do what you can do to make the best of all of your stuff. You guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on. We will see you. I don't know about tomorrow. Tomorrow we were dropping the next bundle drop, which is fire. I can show digitally, but DTF printer, we'll talk more about that Friday. So that might not happen tomorrow. But otherwise, we'll see you Friday morning mindset. You guys have a great day. Peace, love, press on.